I really do wish that the game scaled to you. Because, like, raffle stomping is fun to a certain extent, but... Yes, 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 drama from the top. Something, something, something avant-garde. Alright, your Pokemon are gonna be starved to death. Oh. Look at all that experience, y'all. Man. You can increase the pace all you like, buddy. Like, I'm not even paying attention to you right now. Ow. I love that Sturdy saved it, and it dies anyways. is the thing on his hip supposed to be? It's supposed to be a whip, a climbing line, a roll of clay. Like, it's obviously supposed to be, like, obviously it's supposed to be, you know, a, you know, rose vine or something. But, like, I still don't get what it is. Forgive me for being unable to challenge you. Okay, off to Levincia. Iono is super cute. Absolutely, I'm willing to battle. I do appreciate that she, like, outright says, like, let me make sure I pick the Pokemon, that are, you know, good for you in your journey. I had a friend I played, Super Smash Brothers against on the 3DS. Only played them one night. I was outmatched in such a huge way. I just didn't have the skill to, actually match against them in any way. They completely outplayed me in every way you can imagine. Hello, hello, hola, ciao, and bonjour. Yeah, like, I got totally outmatched, and I did ask them to, you know, play a character that maybe they weren't so good with, or, you know, to, you know, play down to my level or something like that. Didn't end up happening. They chose another character that they were very good at, and I just got trashed again. And I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna pretend like, you know, it was all on them. I'm just not amazing at Smash. Like, I can play well against bots, but anybody who knows what they're doing, there's kind of nothing I can do. But I kind of had that same feeling of, like, man, you know, it'd be nice if they picked specifically against me, as opposed to picking the kind of Smash. And I've been in other situations where, you know, I don't do it much lately, especially since COVID, but I used to go to a Magic the Gathering game night every week, you know, I went for drafting, and drafting people play at their best because that's just what you do. But we also played a fair amount of Commander. And for those of you who are not, you know, who are not Magic the Gathering players, basically Commander is just using any card in your collection, no matter how old they are, and you build a deck of 100 cards. All of them you can only have one copy of. Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted. You're wearing bright orange, my dude. But you build like 100 cards, and then you have a commander, and that commander decides your deck's theme and stuff like that. But what's interesting is that because of how wide a variety of things you can do in Commander, it means that there are decks of various power levels. And one thing that a lot of Commander players do is, you know, some Commander players, you know, they build as powerful as they can, right? They build the big, powerful, beat your shit in competitive deck. But a lot of us, you know, especially those of us who are maybe not at the top, or those of us who are not quite as cutthroat, we build mini decks. And we'll build decks that are lower on power scales because we want to do something fun and silly. And so a lot of the times I would go, you know, we'd be trying to set up, and the question would be, okay, what power level is your deck? Now, that's a completely subjective question in my case. It's something that you have to think about, and you're trying to kind of give just a rough idea of, you know, what it is. That way we can have decks that are actively against each other in a way that makes sense. Like, if you have a real goofy deck that's all about just, like, goofy bullshit, you know, if you have a goofy bullshit deck, it's not going to work against a hardcore deck, as a general rule. And so that makes the game not fun for the person playing the goofy deck, because you're just getting shut down and ruined and all that fun stuff. So a lot of times we ask, you know, hey, what power's level your deck? So that way you can actually match up. And, you know, it might suck for some people to be told that, oh, I have to play down to play against you. But, like, the willingness of someone who is good at insert thing here, competitive things specifically, I'm talking about competitive things. So, you know, any talent that has a competitive nature, be it sports or otherwise, the ability for someone to play down in order to play against you, to play specifically on your level, or maybe slightly higher than your level. Not by much, but, you know, going up just a little bit to give you a challenge. That makes it fun for, you know, at least for the lesser skilled player, but potentially makes it fun for both players, because there's more going on. It's not just a raffle stomp, not just a comp stomp, you know, it's a more fun thing. And it's also how you get communities to build. It's how you get it's how you get more people in. If you have a newbie or a lesser skilled player and their only experience is just being stomped, they're not going to want to come back. You know, you're making it not fun for them. It doesn't matter if they're competitive or not. Like, most players want a chance. So, you know, it's definitely a special thing. I do remember one night, different venue, but same concept. I was playing draft there, and I noticed the player I was playing against was not amazingly skilled, and that's nothing negative about the player. Like, you know, it's not that the player had anything wrong with them. It's just they didn't know enough. They didn't have the knowledge that I was coming into the game with. They, you know, not only made a lot of play mistakes, but even their deck had a lot of mistakes in it. You know, they made a lot of choices in their deck that were questionable at best. So, you know, it's a competitive event. So I didn't raffle stomp them. I did play well because, you know, we are talking about, you know, a competitive event. So I did play well, but if I ever noticed they were making a play mistake, I took a second to stop them and explain what was happening. Now, this is not a strategy mistake. I do want to be very clear on this. I wasn't going to fix a strategy. You know, if they were just gonna make stupid choices, not much I can do to help you. But if they were making a suboptimal choice because they didn't know better, or they weren't aware an interaction worked a certain way, I wanted to give them information. And then after the game, you know, these tournaments and draft, the rounds last for a bit. And at the venues I go to, it's round robin. So we're waiting for everybody else to finish for the next round to begin. So I had time, nothing to do. I said, hey, why don't you come over here, show me the cards you drafted, and we'll look over your deck. We'll see what we can do. I might not be able to make it perfect, but we can talk about your strategy and we can work on it, and hopefully you'll do better. They did. They actually got a lot of use out of the talk, and they actually did a little bit better in the next 2 rounds. And you know, I was not angling for this, but apparently the shop owner, who I was on good terms with, noticed me doing this and you know, kind of made a big deal out of it and gave me a free pack that night as part of my winnings as a thank you for helping out the community. But it's the reason I did is I want that person to come back. I want them to play again. You know, these communities are fun. It also happens in speedrunning. Now, in speedrunning, like, there's only so much you can do to play down, right? The whole point of speedrunning is to go as fast as possible, and if you sandbag, you're not helping anyone, you know? That's not playing to someone's level. But, you know, the amount of support I have gotten from basically every single person I met in the speedrun community makes me want to come back, and that's something that you gotta do. But there are sometimes you can play that, you know, if you know, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, you know, name your sports person here. You know, if they go to a school, you know, regardless of the age, you know, you know, if they go to a school and they're playing with kids, for example, I mean, yeah, you know, seeing Shaq dunk would be awesome, right? Like, dude's a giant, dude is amazing, you know, let's let him do his stuff. But if he's actually gonna play against you guys, he shouldn't be dribbling circles around you. Like, that's just gonna make, again, unless it's a show-off thing, and that's the whole point. But he shouldn't be playing circles around you, you know? He should be trying to play as much at your level as possible. Yeah, he can win, and he can show off some fun stuff, but, you know, it shouldn't be constant stealing the ball off of you, and, you know, bouncing balls off your forehead and all that stuff. But that shouldn't be how the game goes, because that's not going to make you want to come back to the game. It's you're kind of lose the love of the game. You know, when I was a kid, I was very into chess. And it's because my dad and my grandfather. My dad taught me chess, and I played against him. It's one of the, you know, kind of few decent memories I have of him. And my grandfather also wanted to play a lot, which was also fantastic. And my grandfather, when he was in college at Purdue all those years ago, one of the other students at Purdue was actually a grandmaster ranked player who taught him how to play better. So it's not to say my grandfather was grandmaster level, but he was, you know, he was a very good chess player, and he was trying to teach me how to play better. But he, you know, when you know what you're doing in a game like chess, when you're trained to think 10 moves ahead or whatever, you know, I forget whatever's chess. I'm bad at thinking ahead. But when you think several moves ahead in chess, it's kind of hard for you to, you know, to not do that. But you can choose not to use gambits. You can choose, you know, not to do this, that, and the other thing. You can play it. So it's one of those things that's kind of hard to judge. But the whole point is that it's a, by playing at a lower level and not specifically pantsing, you know, your opponent, when they are kind of newer to the game or newer to the whatever the case may be, that's going to make you want to come back. And so one of the things I like about Nimona is that she is, you know, champion level, right? Like, she's very, very good at battling She's got a lot of powerful Pokemon. You know, she really knows what she's doing. But, oh my god, you got 2 flinches in a row? Are you kidding me? But you know, when we first start up, she wants to battle us. Her first thing is, give me this weak starter Pokemon like they had so we can play on an equal level. And then you get over here to, you know, to this gym, right? Where we're dealing with, you know, Iono. And she really wants to battle you, but she decides she wants to take the time to sit back and to study her team, and specifically not just study her team for the best she could do, because the best she can do is arguably better than what you can do, at least for the time being. But she's like, no, I'm going to get my team together that specifically works for you. A team that plays at your level. And it kind of shows what type of person she is, which is, you know, again, one of the reasons I really like her. She's not here to, you know, to show off, to stomp, to, you know, to prove something. She just wants to have fun, and she wants to play people on her level. And she understands to do so, you help people, you know, you help people rise. That's kind of one of the whole things about it. You help people get up there. It's one of the things that I was told when I started speedrunning. Especially when I started speedrunning Skies of Arcadia. You know, this happened a little bit less so when I played Pokemon, but it still happened. But it was truly magical when I played Skies of Arcadia. Other Skies runners came out of the woodwork. You know, people I had never heard of, who probably had no idea who I was. But they came out of nowhere, and they were cheering me on, things like that. But they were giving me information. You know, trying to help me along. I remember, back when I was playing, Action Hank. You know, I was no slouch in Action Hank. I have no idea where I am now, but, you know, back when I played Action Hank, I was, like, top something in the world on it, by players who played online. And I know that because I can go look at the achievements on it. I had a certain type of medal in the game, which is given to you based on your runtime for each level. And I had the achievement for got all of this. So because of that, what I can tell is if I go look at all players who have gotten that achievement, that tells you all players who are at my skill level and above. Because you can't get that achievement unless you have, you know, unless you've done that. And what I ended up seeing is that I was like one of 100, I forget what it was, like 100 players or 300 players, actually had that achievement. So what that tells me is that I am one of the top X players. But I was definitely having trouble in some ways. And I remember that there was one of the, I didn't realize at the time, it was a speedrunner of the game, who came to me, who, you know, offered to give me some routes to help me out. But his statement was, he'd give it to me if I joined the community. Which, on the one hand, that's kind of neat, you know? They're going to give me help with routing if I join the community and kind of push forwards, which is really cool. On the other hand, it was kind of gating it, you know? I'll only help you with this if. When the Skies of Arcadia crew came out and started giving me routing info and similar cool stuff that were there to help me out, there was no ulterior motive is not really the word I want to use here. It's not that it wasn't. It was that there was no expectations. You know, it was just let us help you. Here's a guide. This is where you can get more information. Ask us if you have questions. And at one point, I remember asking, like, "Hey, you know, this is a competition, right? Like, this is something that we're in a versus." Hey, base. Yeah. Let's try me free pity. But this is a competitive thing, right? like, I would think, and I did think, that you don't give your competition tips. You know, like, it's hard for me to imagine that world where, people are giving their competitors help to beat them. And so I was very, you know, kind of weirded out a little bit, I guess, is the way I'd wanna say this. I was weirded out a little bit that I was, you know, I had people coming in and they're like, hey, let us teach you how to do better. Until it was kind of explained to me, and this makes perfect sense, you know, but it was kind of explained to me, they want more competition. They want people to struggle against. That, you know, you know, yes, it's fun to speedrun, and what I will tell you is if you want to be a speedrunner, you know, if you want to do this, well, I failed to make this jump. You know, if you want to speedrun, great, by all means join in. But one thing to remember is that the person you should consider beating is you. You're playing against yourself, the leaderboards just happen to be there. It just makes things, in my opinion, healthier on the mind. But what I didn't realize is a lot of these people, they don't want to beat someone. They don't want to, you know, they're not there to be on the top of the leaderboard just for the sake of being there. They live on, you know, the competition, right? They want people to compete against. They want people who are at their level who they can struggle against because the fun is climbing. You know, I was looking at one of my favorite Twitch streamers, even though I don't get to watch her much, Pippi in a Top Hat. Pippi is awesome. Just a great person overall, a fantastic entertainer. And one of the things I love about her is that when I first started watching her, she was speedrunning a game called Signs of the Sojourner. A game I had literally never heard of and knew nothing about. And I guess Pippi is like top of the leaderboard, she's inventing new categories, she has more to do. But she kept on being like, hey, come learn this run, I will teach you how to play, I'll help you out. Because she wants more people to you know, to strive against. It's not the winning, it's the competition, it's you know, having fun against other people. And I love that idea. I love the idea that let me help you get better because I want more people to share this with. And I feel like it's such a great, you know, it's not just a display of sportsmanship, and it is a great display of sportsmanship. That should always be the case. You know, I was watching I got linked to a GIF recently. I think I want to say it's of the World Cup, but one of the players, I guess he was just having a really bad time because he was kind of breaking down in the middle of the pitch, and he was actively crying. And one of his teammates came over and kind of patted him on the shoulder and kind of gave him a supportive shoulder squeeze. One of his opponents, at least as far as I can tell, it could be a goalie, but I think it's one of the opposing team. One of his opponents wanders up and give this dude an all-out hug. I mean, a big hug. And I think that's kind of it's kind of an amazing thing when you consider, you know, kind of culturally in the world, generally, you know, men touching men, men hugging men is not generally a thing that happens. Showing emotion is not generally a thing that's supported in the world. So just to begin with, the fact that there's this masculine camaraderie there and support is already an amazing thing. But coming from your opponent, that's a huge deal. And it just kind of comes across as, I'm not here to pants you, I'm not here to beat you, I'm here to compete, I'm here to, you know, to put my all into the game. And the game is less fun if you are unable to do the same thing. You know, I'm not looking to win, I'm looking to compete. As this is a person who I get all broken up when I lose at a lot of things, especially when I'm putting my all into it. But it's, you know, you know, when I go drafting or doing a tournament in Magic or something like that, whenever I get told that we're going to be giving buys, which for those of you who are not competitors or stuff into competitive sports, a buy in a tournament is just get a free win. Different you know, organizations do buys differently. Sometimes the lowest ranked player gets the buy to get them further into the tournament. They get to kind of play more and have a higher chance at fun. Sometimes the buys are given to the best ranked competitors because there's no point in them playing against someone that is just going to, just kind of roll over for them. That depends how it is. Either way, regardless of the point of the buy, I don't want one. That's awesome, Base. Oh. Okay. Interesting. I wondered what happened if you just kind of wandered in. Okay. Cool. But yeah, like, I'm always sitting there like, please don't give me a buy. Give it to literally anyone else. Now keep in mind, at the venues where I play, we play 3 rounds. And for every round you win, you get a prize. So if I get a buy, I get an automatic prize. I don't want the buy. I never want the buy. Oh, look. I don't want the buy. I'm not interested in the buy. Do not offer it to me. I do not want it. Give it to someone who cares. I came to play. I don't want to sit here for an hour reading a book on my phone while everybody else is playing around me. I came to play the game. And for me, that just, like, that's me. I came to compete. I came to have fun. I came to play the game. A free win doesn't do any of those. It's just kind of me. I'm here to play. And I don't tend to play competitive games unless I am kind of doing that same style. So I don't really want to play a game that I can't just play and have fun with. I'm playing to compete. I'm not playing necessarily to win. Ing Apron? I have no idea what you're talking about. But I'm here for fun. Like, I was playing I've been playing some League of Legends with Angel recently, past month or so. And League is fine. I have fun with League, and one of the things that I am kind of consistently doing in League is I play exclusively and explicitly with friends. I don't like playing with randoms. My opponents can be randoms, I don't care. But my teammates, I like to avoid randoms as much as possible. There's people I get along with, people I don't. I don't want to have someone I don't get along with on the team. And in League, if we do happen to have randoms, we are in a private voice call. We're not talking to anybody. We'll use text chat to communicate, and we use, the ping system and everything like that, but we're not talking to people. And one thing I've noticed a lot recently, we've been playing non-ranked, because the current ranked season is over. There's kind of nothing to be gained by climbing ranks right now, other than to seed our MMR for the future ranked season. So because of that, like, we're not actively doing ranked, we're doing normals. And one of the things that we're doing is we're playing normals, and because we're playing normals, so non-ranked, again, competitive, but not ranked, we are playing roles that are outside of our comfort zones. My main role is support, which is not a surprise to anybody who knows me. My goal is to help my allies win. To feed the hell out of them, to get them powerful. And I actually get paired with a very specific player who he's our really good AD carry, and my goal is exclusively to make him the biggest badass. And so part of that goal is I don't want to take kills. I don't want my KDA going up. I want all the assists in the world. My ideal game is 0 kills, 0 deaths, lots of assists. So I'm always upset when I accidentally take a kill from him. It happens more than you think. But I love doing that. But because we're not playing ranked, we're taking this opportunity to play different roles that are not our normals. So I've been doing some mid lane, some top lane, and some jungle. And I used to play a lot of jungle. So jungle is not necessarily like out of my wheelhouse. But I've never been a particularly... I can do 80 carry, but I've never been a particularly good mid laner or top laner. I don't do well there. And what's been happening a lot is we've been having a lot of games recently where we'll have you know, there's 4 of us or 3 of us, and so we're matched with 1 or 2 randos respectively. And it doesn't matter like what we're doing, but you know, either we'll have a bad game, like one of us doesn't do well, or the rando has a bad game. More often it's the rando. Like my group is competent enough at the game that we can stop the bleeding. We might not win, we might not be doing well, but we can try to avoid feeding our opponent. We'll make it clear to the rest of the people in the call that we are, that we're having trouble, that we're not doing well, and any assistance would be appreciated. But we do our best to not feed the opponent. So yes, we're going to lose our lane. Yes, our opponent is going to be stronger than we would ideally have them be. But we're not going to make them huge. And generally, of the 4 of us, our general rule is play the game. Are we losing? Fine, play the game. Because each of us has, you know, with each other and also individually, we have all been in underdog games where we were getting pantsed. But due to good gameplay, we came back from it. Which, you know, I think that's a thing that you can apply to most competitions, honestly. With exceptions, you know, if you're sprinting or something like that, like, it realistically doesn't matter how well your head game is, your strategy is. You go against Usain Bolt, if you ain't as fast as he is, you're losing. But, you know, stuff like chess, for example, or you know, a game like chess, or a game like Magic, or League of Legends, you know, any of these things where a lot of it is based on strategy. You know, one of these big deals is that if you keep your head and, you know, keep playing, if you don't let defeatism get to you, you can pull back so many things. So many things. Like, you can pull a lot of bad situations back from the brink. And we've had so many situations playing League where, you know, we were behind by, you know, just a metric shit ton of kills. You know, we're in a bad way. It looks, you know, everything looks bleak. And then we'd pull it back because we kept playing. We didn't give up. We didn't, you know, give in. It's that thing. We actually had a game about a week ago. Now keep in mind, we lost this game. I want to preface this by the statement that we did actually eventually lose. But we were playing against some players who were playing really well, and I want to say it was our mid laner. Our mid laner failed miserably in mid lane. Partially it's because he got counterpicked, and he got counterpicked, kind of, it was his own fault that he got counterpicked. So he loses in mid lane. And he does not understand the concept of stem the bleeding. You know, he doesn't understand the concept of play back, play as safe as you can, you're not going to get fed, but don't feed the opponent. So his mid laner just got huge. And once I realized his lane was completely forfeit, I was playing jungle, I didn't bother ganking for him. And it's something that a lot of jungles will, you know, kind of feel the same way, is that don't gank into a loot lane. And it's losing as in, no matter what you do, it's gonna loot. That's what this lane was. This guy could not play. He was unable to beat his opponent, and me coming in and ganking would have done nothing. It just would have gotten his opponent, you know, either his opponent would have gotten 2 kills, or his opponent would have gotten 1 kill. It wouldn't have mattered. We wouldn't have beaten him. So my top laner, who is an amazing guy I play with a fair amount, Greeny. He's a very good top laner, very capable. He moved into mid lane just to kind of hold mid lane a little, you know, kind of you know, protect the objectives and give the dude a little bit of breathing room. Well, our mid laner thought this was an indication that he was being offered a lane swap. Nothing wrong with that. You know, lane swaps happen. A lot of teams do it. That wasn't the intention, but you know, our top laner is like, okay, cool, I'll take mid. And then the mid laner proceeds to lose against the completely shut down enemy top lane and fed the hell out of the enemy top lane. So now we have two very fed lanes thanks to one player. And this player, he gave up. You know, to be 100% honest with you, he gave up. He decided that it was not worth playing anymore. He tried to surrender. The other four of us are like, we're not surrendering. No, you didn't do well. The rest of us did fine. We can pull this back. Just work with us. You know, he didn't agree, but he was a player who tried. He kept playing with us. The opposing team had us on the ropes. They had our Nexus in their sights. They were actively attacking us, but they decided to BM us, to bad match us, bad manners us. They stopped attacking the Nexus, and like this is how to be a dick to your opponent. Don't win the game. Don't attack the Nexus. Don't end it quickly. You know, people, what they'll do is instead of ending the game quickly, they will start killing you as you come from the fountain to defend yourselves. And they just make you wait until the minions kill the Nexus, which takes a while. So, you know, I've seen a lot of players in this situation that just give up. You know, we're being camped in the Nexus, or camped in the fountain. They're not allowing us out to defend ourselves. It's over. You know, the minions will get us eventually. But the four of us, we could not have given less of a shit. We all tried anyways. And we actually, you know, and the enemy team were really big for their britches. They were, you know, strutting around as if they were super hot stuff. And they actually started diving into the fountain. And for those of you who are not familiar with, you know, League of Legends, the fountain is your spawn point. And specifically to stop enemy teams from being able to jump into your spawn point and just be dickheads. One thing the game does is if you step into your opponent's spawn point, it shoots you with a super heavy damage laser, which you stand there for like 2 seconds and you're dead. Like, it's very, very heavy damage. Well, these guys decided that they were going to, you know, to bad manners us as much as they could. So they were trying to dive into our fountain to kill us there. You know, we're so good, we can kill you even when the instant kill field is on. Well, they got really big for their britches, and it was not enough. They actually died, and we came back. We were able, you know, 2 of them died in the fountain, so the rest of us jumped all over the final 3. We killed them, we took down their big, heavy, powerful character, and we started grouping together, and for a while, we actually started turning the game around. Unfortunately, the win wasn't to be. You know, they eventually came back and outplayed us. But we actually turned the game around there. You know, it became not this one-sided match at that point. And so, you know, for that, we've seen it happen all the time. We've also had very similar situations happen, where we won that sort of situation, where it was a really bad place, and yet we still came back, got our shit together, you know, kind of focused up, and started playing well. That happens in all sorts of games. So, the problem is that we often get a certain type of player who, in those situations where we're playing poorly, and or not, it's not even that we're playing poorly. That's kind of, that's not telling the story correctly. Not that we're playing poorly. It's that our opponents are better than us. That happens. Opponents will be better than you, but they just give up. You know, it's I was playing in Final Fantasy 14. We have this fantastic game mode called Rival Wings. Just kind of like Final Fantasy 14 crossed with League of Legends. It's very cool. The first objective spawns 30 seconds into what is 30 seconds into the match, and you gotta understand the match can last up to 20 minutes. We lost the 30-second objective. One player on our team proceeds to declare we have lost the game and starts convincing people to give up and just let the opponents win. Unfortunately, they convinced enough people that, like, a third of our team just kind of stopped playing. So there was no way we could come back from that at that point, because just the players weren't playing. We see it all the time. In League of Legends, we've had plenty of players, or our 5th player on the team, they play poorly, or maybe one of us plays poorly, but they'll try to surrender. And, you know, there's 4 of us, it's majority rule, and so 4 out of 5 says we keep going. Instead of acknowledging that the team wants to keep playing, they think we can do something, the players will just give up. They'll, you know, refuse to play, refuse to attack, refuse to do anything. You know, they'll just walk off, and they'll be active to avoid being idle kicked. But they won't actually participate. Where are my... Give me 819. We're getting there. And, you know, it really sucks when that happens, to be honest. Like, it does... You feel robbed. Because you might have been able to do something, but with this player not participating, or just walking into the enemy team giving kills, you know, it's just gonna be bad for you. So, you know, it happens a lot. And those are players who are not playing for the love of the game. And that's kind of one of those things. It's, you know, it's for the love of the game. Some people play the game because the game is fun. Some people play the game exclusively because they want to win. And unfortunately, those people that play just to win, they just make the game miserable for everyone else. It's really sad. And this is kind of all to, you know, talking about, you know, kind of circling back. I've already gotten to another gym and taken multiple towers and multiple things as I got back to this point. But the end point, the end result of all of this, the end reason I'm talking about all this, is talking about Nimona. She is one of those people, you know, for whatever reason, but my headcanon that she's autistic, and battling is her special interest. But for whatever reason, Nimona battles for the love of battling. She loves Pokemon battling, and she wants more of it. But not only she doesn't want more of it, she doesn't necessarily want to be the strongest. She wants other people to compete at her level. She battles for the love of battling. And she shows it in so much that she does. Be it, you know, taking you as a friend, working to help you get better, congratulating you every step of the way, you know, I'm gonna say buttering you up, but that's a very kind of negative way to say it. But you know, propping you up, you know, all this stuff. She does so much to make it more fun for you, to make you feel good about yourself. Because if you feel good about yourself, you're gonna stick around. You will continue doing this, which is all that she wants. And if you did not do well, and you lost, and you didn't have the you know, ability that she thinks you have, I have absolutely no doubt that Nimona would still not only be your friend, but would offer all the help she can give to get you to her. I have literally no doubts about this. This is just, you know, who she is. When you're playing well, she loses, and she is so excited, not because, you know, she's not excited because, she lost, by any means. It's got nothing to do with losing. She's excited because she's got someone who can actually do something. She's excited because not only did she have a great time in the battle against you, it's fun for her, you know, she had a great time, but also she knows an opponent she can actually stretch her wings against is going to be there. You know, it sucks to be a player who's good, and be shackled by someone else, you know? Shackled because you have no competition at your level, shackled because, you know, people are upset that you're winning, whatever the case may be. Being able to actually spread your wings and show your true abilities, that's something that most competitors. Winning is fun, but being able to actually, like, be the badass you should be, like, in my opinion, that's even more fun. And Mona says that too, or I think Mona believes that too. But it's why I love a lot of the stuff that she does. And when you go into Iono and she runs away and she's like, wait, I gotta go find a, I gotta go set my team up so that way I can, you know, it's ready for you. It just says so much about her. It's just telling you what she values is not winning. What she values is the game. And I love that. It's one of my favorite things. Not only in a competitor, but it's what I like to be for all of my opponents. Is, you know, congratulate you on winning. You know, let you know that you did well even when you lose. Offer whatever help I can. Ask for help. Like, that's just the type of sportsmanship I like. It's why I don't like a guy like Russia. I dislike some of his attitude that he shows. You know, telling you it's better off giving up. You know, like, really? You're a gym leader. You should be, like, doing everything you can to help me get better. Don't tell me to give up. What the fuck's wrong? That's not Nimona. That's one of the reasons I love her. That is explicitly not what she does. What level is it? Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. I pulled it up. Let's see how much okay, this thing is going for a speed up for the team. I'm gonna go ahead and use Calm Mind twice, I think. Ow. Yeah, but like, I don't want to hate people. No, like, I don't want to hate characters. You know, sometimes it's okay. Like, we had, you know, we had, what's his name? The guy and, God damn it. That sucks. Yeah, I'm rooting down. That defense drop sucked. Professor Umbridge. I mean, sometimes you need the antagonist that people can just hate. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna argue with it. But the thing about that is that, like, not all games not all media, I'm not gonna even say games, not all media needs someone you hate. You know, it's not necessary. Yeah, not all villains are Disney villains. That's exactly right. You know, I think of, you know, there's the guy, the middle manager, there's the middle manager from, Hard Space Shipbreaker. You know, the guy who almost kills Kai. And, like, of course you have Aqua. Like, he is a example of someone to hate, right? I think of him as that because he doesn't have really redeeming quality. You know, he's kind of being a dick. He's reveling in having power. You know, it might be that the whole thing is that he's just trying to do his job, but you know, he's being a jerk about it. He's using ways to hurt people to get them to do their job. And that's, you know, that's never okay. You know, you explicitly do not hurt people to get what you want. That's not good. You know, so he's someone that I really didn't like. Have you seen The Secret to Mousehold? Which one? Are you talking about Population Bomb? Oh, I have seen that, yeah. I will eventually work to get the family of 3 form. I have not seen it in-game, though, because of how rare it is. Oh my god, this bear tick is such cancer. Oh my god, this bear tick is such cancer. Yeah, I'm aware. I eventually want all the forms. I'm eventually going to be hunting shinies. Like, you know, this game is going to be lasting around for a while. Okay, so here's the deal. Oh, wrong button. So, God, I hate that it does that. There's no dialogue indicator for me to click away on. Oh, that was not who I want to select. Yeah. Meowscarada will not win this gym fight. It's Armor Rouge one that's going to be winning this gym fight for me. I need to get it back up. Yeah, I don't need someone to hate. Like, I know I've heard a lot of talk about from a lot of people, especially speedrunners, about Pokemon Rivals, and you know, I've heard them talk about how they wish that some of the rivals were like Gary or Silver. Which, I get it. Having a rival you can intensely dislike is neat. But I want Hawk. I want How. I want Emona. You know, what I'm looking for are these characters that their rival nature is... Oh, God, this is a problem. The nature of their rivalry with you is not dickish. It's good-natured sportsmanship. I don't want Silver. No? Oh, he is just not gonna let me set up. And defenses are falling. Okay, this is really bad. I might actually lose this. And what's really sad about this, yeah, it's faster than my stuff. The real sad thing about this is that this would have been a much different gym fight if I hadn't used the wrong move at the very start. I accidentally used, Side Shock when I intended to use Calm Mind. And having that +1 to, the special defense would have been a massive improvement. And when that first poke got me to -1, it was just over. That is with +1, are you kidding me? I don't know if liquidation is this. Yeah, we're losing. I'm just gonna die so we can, yeah. It outspeeds me. We'll try it again in a second. I don't feel any particular shame about that. A really unfortunate way for some of that to go down. Give me. I hear it, but I don't see it. Oh, there it was. Okay. You have battle items? Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do two things. First thing I'm gonna do is, I'm going to go buy some X items. Because I don't feel like grinding. And we have money. I just don't know if Porto Marinata actually has X items to buy. It looks like they do not. Okay, we'll have to go to a different city. Another reason that I came here is, we do not have enough, Gimmighoul coins to evolve Gimmighoul. So I pulled up a map of, some places where, Gimmighouls can be found in the overworld. And, we're gonna use this to go hunt down some Gimmighoul. How much do I actually need? It's... Okay. We need 179. I must have found, like, when I was playing through Violet, I must have found some overworld spawns that weren't on towers. Yes. Supposed to be a chest somewhere on here. I saw a normal Gimmighoul. I do not see a chest in. So this may be incorrect. There might not actually be a chest on this one. Let's try that island. They also might not be guaranteed spawns. 10 coins. Prefer chests, because they're worth a lot more coins. But I will take coins. Excuse me. Ball. Okay, there's supposed to be another one over here. So I'm going to take a few minutes to just go and hunt down the various Gimme Ghoul locations that I know about. And we'll see what we can do. Okay, this one's worth it. That gave me 60. I already got this, actually. Okay, there's one over here that I can get, though. Next spot I'm looking for is right there. Also, I have no idea what necrets are. Awesome to die. Look, some people know it. Assume the chest is here? Yep. Oh, you jerk. Oh, don't you dare. Okay. There's another one here. Interesting response. Obviously don't have enough Gimme Gold coin. We should be close, though. 989. Need to go get basically one more. And I actually know which one I'm going to go for here. I need to go up here anyways. Wow, I'm not a fan of that company. Like, if that's how they treat one of their own characters, I can't imagine how they treat the players. Oh, that wasn't able to get my jump off. Okay, so this will be the last of the Gimme Ghouls. Stream's not going to go on for too much longer, unfortunately. I'm waiting for a phone call. When it comes in, I have to take that, and then I'm going. Okay, Gimme Ghoul is ready. I'm just going to go ahead and evolve it. Okay, Gimme Ghoul has evolved into Bingo. Body seems to be made up of 1,000 coins. This Pokemon gets along well with others and is quick to make friends with anybody. Okay, now that Golden Go is involved, let's go ahead and check summary. And let's take a look at moves. Now I finally get moved. It is absolutely a special attacker. Holy damn. The body of Pure Soul Gold gives Pokemon full immunity to other Pokemon status moves. Holy crap. Okay, Shadow Ball. We're gonna toss that instead of Astonish. Let's see. Oh, that's all it has. Go ahead and take Metal Sound as opposed to Tackle. Else you can. I actually kind of want this. We're gonna take Flash Cannon. Terra Blast also seems like a reasonably good idea. Is its Terra type? Yeah, let's go ahead and use Terra Blast on it over Hex. Okay, so now I actually feel good. We have finally reached the point where we actually have our full team. Like, I actually have my full team. I am not running with just 5 plus 1. I wanted that. Oh. Okay, and I think I hear my phone, so that's the time. Go ahead and save here. I may be back later on tonight. If not, I will probably catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you all. Have fun, base. Guys soon.